Okay, alright.
Hi everyone, let's make some jalapeno jam. So what I did first is I just cut out my peppers. I used a green bell pepper, a yellow, and a red bell pepper, as well as some jalapenos. So what I did is I cut each pepper in half. We're only using half of each. And then I just got out all of the seeds. And I cut each of my halves into about 3 planks. And then I cut each of those planks in half. And then I'm using a food processor today, so we don't have to have our peppers be too small because the food processor will take care of that. And now for my jalapeno, you're just gonna start by cutting the jalapeno in half and then getting out all of the seeds. Most of the heat of a jalapeno or of any hot pepper lies in the seeds, so you want to make sure to get out all of those seeds to not make this jam too hot. You want a good balance here of sweet and spicy for the jam, so this is not going to be that hot. If you want it hotter, you can leave some seeds in there, but I like to just take them out. And then we're going to cut those halves into about 3 pieces. Again, you don't have to have these too small because the food processor is going to take care of that. And now we're just going to pulse this until we get small pieces of each pepper. I did this in batches because my food processor is a little bit small, but depending on how small your food processor is, you're going to have to do 2 or 3 batches. So I just passed this through a sieve to get all of the water out. You don't have to go too crazy, but just try to get most of it out. If you don't have a sieve, you can also do this with a paper towel and just wring the water out, or you could do it with a cheesecloth. And like I said, I'm just going through and cutting up the rest of my peppers to process those up and get the water out of those for my second batch. And you want to be really careful when you're working with any hot pepper. You want to make sure to not touch your eyes or go to the bathroom during this process. And just make sure you wash your hands right after to get all of the oil from the jalapeno off of your hands. And all of that water from the peppers can be discarded. Now on a medium-sized pot, I'm going to put the pepper mixture, some sugar, some vinegar, and also some salt. You guys just didn't see that. But we're just going to stir that up and bring it to a boil. And once at a boil, we're going to boil that for about 10 minutes. And in a minute, you're going to see why you always want to pay attention when you're boiling sugar.
Okay, alright.
Take 2. After about 10 minutes, we're just going to add in the pectin. And you can use liquid pectin or the granulated pectin that I'm using. And this is what's going to gel up our jam and make it into jam. And now we just want to stir this around for about a minute while the mixture is still boiling, just to dissolve that pectin into the mixture and get it activating. You won't see it gelling stuff up very much right now, and that's okay. As it cools, it's going to gel up more. And now it's time to fill up our jars. And as you can see, I do have a funnel on top of my jars. This just helps me to get the jam in there a little bit easier. As you guys know, I am a mess and I will make a mess if I give myself any bit of room to do so. So I want to set myself up for success here. And you want to fill these jars up most of the way, but just leave about 1/4 of an inch of space at the top. Now we're just going to boil our jars to seal them. We're going to place our jars into a pot and fill that pot with water up about an inch higher than the top of the jars and let that boil for about 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, we're going to just take those out of the water. I used some canning tongs to do this. And then we're just going to set them on the counter to cool completely. And then we can just leave those at room temperature for about 24 hours. So they can seal properly, and once they're sealed properly, they will stay good for about 12 months. And that's about it. Pretty quick and simple. I'm actually going to be doing a series on this channel for what different applications you can use with this jam. A lot of it is sweet as well as savory, so I'm going to be going through those different things. Let me know what you think about this idea in the comments below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I think I'm going to post a few of the options there. A lot of them are pretty quick and simple and don't really require a whole video for. They can be summed up in just a picture. So I think I'm going to do that. As always, if you guys like this video, don't forget to leave me a like down below. Also, leave me any suggestions of what you would like to see next. And subscribe to make more messes with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.